In my many playthroughs of Fallout New Vegas, I'm always drawn to Helios 1 and its famous quest, That Lucky Old Sun. In this quest, you are given the power to help move New Vegas forward by bringing power to the poor regions of the city, thus improving the standard of living all around. However, fans of the series will know that Lucky Old Sun has a darker side. Helios 1 is the key to activate one of the most powerful weapons in the Fallout universe, Archimedes 2. It is a satellite that reflects the sun's rays to create a highly concentrated beam of energy, decimating the ground below. But how realistic is this satellite? Today, on the New Age Gamers, we're going to dive into this weapon and how it's based in real-life science.
Now, Fallout is known for its almost comical interpretations of events that has in the past gone out of their way to joke around about weapons in the past. So this could just be another one of Fallout's unrealistic exaggerations of reality. However, other game series have questioned the idea of a weapon that could use the power of the sun. In the last Call of Duty, one of the maps featured in the game is called Solar. This map features a weapon like Archimedes that can reflect the sun's rays to eliminate various targets. In Wolfenstein: The New Order, the Nazis also mention that there is a satellite that can reflect the sun's rays as well. It would be unrealistic to think that all of these games would joke about the power that solar energy could be used as a weapon. So this brought about a good question. If all of these games were mentioning a solar weapon, there must be some common point in history these developers are drawing from. This is where things get interesting. Let's go back to the name of the satellite, Archimedes. Why is it named that? Well, as many of us know, Archimedes was a great mathematician and inventor, but according to the myth, during the siege of Syracuse, he created a weapon to break the siege. This weapon reflected the heat of the sun onto enemy Roman ships, which would cause the wooden ships to catch fire via the parabolic reflector process in the same way a solar cooker works. All Archimedes would have needed is a series of mirrors to reflect the sun's energy. However, this is easier said than done. In an episode of Mythbusters, the Mythbusters team proved that a critical temperature to light a fire on a sail was 410 degrees, which could not be reached by the reflecting solar light onto a sail. This makes it difficult to believe that Archimedes could have created a weapon like this that would have worked.
As much as I would like to say case closed and end the episode right here, thus debunking this gem of the Fallout universe, I can't. This is where things get dark. Archimedes was closer to being created than what we could have imagined. Remember earlier we mentioned that the Nazis in Wolfenstein had a satellite fitting the description of Archimedes 2. Well, the Nazis' real-life counterparts had worked on a satellite that could reflect the sun's rays as a weapon of mass destruction. Dr. Hermann Oberth, a German engineer and rocketry pioneer, worked on plans in the 1920s for an orbital space station that could be used in a similar fashion that the International Space Station is used today. Seems innocent enough, right? Well, you know the old saying, the path to hell is paved with good intentions. When the Nazis took over Germany in 1933, they took Dr. Oberth's plans of a space station and decided to make a weapon of mass destruction out of it. The Nazis' plans were to have a massive mirror on the space station that could be rotated to maximize the power of the rays of the sun to be reflected. The Nazis thought of this as their perfect weapon. It could keep all other powers in the world in check and keep down unrest by fear of vaporization.
This was considered a long-term goal of the Nazis. In order to have a space station, the Nazis would need to get into space, at which the strongest rocket they had at the time, the V-2, could not reach orbit. The space station would need to have a full crew in order to build and operate it. This runs into a bunch of other issues, such as how to get oxygen and other resources to the station. Overall, the Nazis were not able to sustain the needs for this project. When the Second World War ended, the plans that the Allies found shocked them. It is alarming to think that this project was so thought out. After World War II, there has been no attempt to build the Nazi superweapon because it is such a massive undertaking. In this day and age, a project like that would receive criticism from an international scale, not to mention it would violate the Outer Space Treaty. This treaty bans all weapons of mass destruction from space, and a beam that could vaporize whole cities in a flash could be considered a weapon of mass destruction.
Archimedes 2 in Fallout was based on the real-life design of the Nazi superweapon. As is seen in the game, it can vaporize armies of enemies. If this was invented in real life, it could have changed the course of history forever. No nation should ever have that much power. Let's be glad this weapon was never invented, but let us enjoy its existence in the Fallout universe. I wonder if this is how people on the Jersey Shore get their tan on. And on that very serious question, thanks for watching.